this stuff. So, hi guys, it's Steve, and I am here with Kelly Colby. She is this amazing person I've met here at the Barefoot Market at the 10-day Stevensville Cleanse, and she came all the way from
Guatemala.
Isn't that amazing? So I just wanted you to share with my subscribers what you're about and your who the Rejuvenation Girl is.
Well, my start was in wellness, and I always knew that there was something deeper. There was always something to what was behind illness, what was behind aging. And so I looked and looked and looked, and it took me years to find what that core was. And the core is actually found in our cells. It's in the DNA, and it goes back to our very beginning. And so our very beginning is actually our stem cells. We were all created from one stem cell, created our entire body. And stem cells are a hot topic. They're also a very controversial topic. But it doesn't need to be like that, because it's just a natural part of us and our rejuvenation or our aging if they're not functioning properly. So that's the one thing that I found, is that the key for our internal fountain of youth is actually held in our stem cells.
Our stem cells.
Our stem cells. Not baby stem cells, not anything else. Our own stem cells.
Our own genetic makeup, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry. I think I lost your train of thought there when I said that. So, my next challenge is to gain muscle and finish my transformation and get that. What is the first step of changing my stem cells? I mean, it's not just about food, right?
No.
What other steps are there besides nutrition?
There's actually 3 steps that we have found that affect stem cells, and it's your environment. So, what electricity are you absorbing? What's around you that will kill the stem cells. And I mean, we've seen it in the lab over and over again. We've tested in the body, out of the body, in petri dishes. EMFs kill stem cells. So our environment, our thought patterns, that's really the huge one.
Oh, yeah.
So our emotional state, the thoughts that we think, all that will again kill or create stem cells. And then food.
Okay. So, say someone has MS.
Yes.
If they fully embraced and positive thoughts, you eliminated the EMFs, the electromagnetic fields,
Yes.
and got all of that proper nutrition in there, what is possible? Is it limitless, or?
It is entirely limitless, because we live in what I call a matrix. So the matrix has limitations to it. So we're all walking around and let's say we don't feel good or we're overweight. These are the limitations of the physical body. But we're also not just physical, we're also spiritual. And that supersedes the physical. So if we can tap into those aspects, then all of a sudden our physical becomes limitless. So what we can do is just, there's no boundaries.
Yeah, and I talk about my limitless days when I just feel so amazing and everything is possible. I'm so focused and I get so much done on those days. But then life happens and you get a little angry or depressed about things. But I like your analogy of the Matrix, because I've been saying we're in zombie land.
Yeah.
The zombie apocalypse has already happened.
Yes.
Because people are so bogged down by all these additives and my brain just went blank. The stuff that's in the food, the garbage that's in there that doesn't need to be in there.
We're genetically modified.
Yeah. So it is possible. So gaining the muscle, the nutrients. So let's say this.
Okay.
If someone is getting the best organic foods, be it juicing or eating the raw foods, but yet they're around negative people and they're angry all the time, what, it's nothing going to happen for them, or is the raw foods and the nutrients just going to be, because it's not going to be a food of love then, right?
Right. And here's the thing, when you're eating something raw or you're taking juice, that is live food. That has a spirit, just like we have a spirit. And that negativity, just like it can kill our happiness, it can kill our dreams, it can kill all that, it can kill the nutrients and everything that's viable in that food. So what you're taking in is just really calories that's not feeding you. We don't eat for nutrition. We actually eat for energy. So if while we're eating, we have this negative tape playing, I mean, we're not really doing our body any good.
So there's no way to take a cheeseburger and make it with love and fill it with love.
You can, if you do that on occasion, you can get away with it. However, when you really transition to raw food and juicing, and you do that for a while, and let's say you're out someplace, and I always just like to be with people. It's
Right.
not really about the food I'm eating. It's company. It's the love. It's that sharing. So if somebody puts something in front of me, I'm not going to reject it. I'll eat it, but I'm always so happy to go back to the way I eat. It doesn't, and I'm thankful for the food that I'm given, and I'm always thankful for it, but I'm so happy to go back to the food that just fills me and makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I shared with you last night how I feel with way the food makes me feel every day, and it's like every day gets better and better.
Yes.
And until you do it, you don't understand it. So, do you have a book or website or?
I do. It's rejuvenationgirl.com.
Okay.
I have a book that I was asked to be a part of. It's called Trendsetters. You can find it on Amazon or at the bookstore. I have several ebooks that I've written. So, all that's available.
Great, great. And if somebody wanted to, what would be the best way, the fastest way, to get positive and really eliminate those negative influences in your own brain? What would be the best thing you could suggest for people before we wrap up?
There's a couple things that are real easy that you can do. The first one is really decide what it is that you want in life. I mean, you've got to be very, very clear. Instead of saying, well, I want this, 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 and this, really decide what it is that you want and go for that. Because that's what makes us happy. We're unhappy when we don't really know what it is that we want. We're blowing all over the wind.
Yeah.
This sounds good, this sounds good. No, really clarify what it is that you truly want and what you can add to the world from that. And the other part is, that I discussed with you earlier, it's subliminal CDs, subliminal music, that it says very positive things to your subconscious. And I keep it on my bedside, and I just play it during the night. So subliminal is you don't hear the words, but you hear like ocean music or whatever it is that's comfortable for you. And then you've got this all night long, and your subconscious just taking in all this positive stuff.
Right.
That does amazing, amazing things very quickly for people.
Yeah. The things that are amazing to me when you're sleeping, and I stopped doing this because I would leave the TV on the news when I would fall asleep at night, and I would dream about things that they would talk about on the news, and I would wake up the next morning thinking, oh, I dreamed about this earthquake in Japan, and it's like, oh, it happened. So it's like, oh, what am I, psychic? No, and you're
Right.
You're leaving it on CNN all night, and that's just a silly thing to do.
Right.
I mean, it's really, and that's another EMF field.
Yes.
Your TV.
Yes.
There really shouldn't be a TV in the bedroom, should there?
No.
How many people have to have the TV on when they go to sleep at night? Or your ceiling fan that runs?
But again, we talked about this yesterday, and what it is everybody is so afraid of that silence, because then they'll have to really think about what they want, what's wrong, what they're currently involved in that they don't want to be involved in. So there's all these distractions that keep us from really realizing the truth and admitting the truth. So if you can just turn the TV off, turn the radio off, just you get to know you, and then you're like, oh, I'm actually a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
That helps amazing.
Yeah.
Difference.
There's so many escapisms for people in the world. Movies, pornography, radio, TV. it's endless. And I mean, and that's where I was, and that's how I stumbled across this, laying there on the sofa, depressed and sick, and finding a beautiful truth on Netflix and saying, oh, what's that about? Let's watch this, you know. And it really, that's what started it all.
Yeah.
That one documentary, A Beautiful Truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really got my brain going. And the more I watched and the more I learned, it never ends. I learned so much more. I've learned something from her. I learned more from Paul Reese every time I see Paul Reese. It's just amazing. So, but thank you.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. I'm so glad that I met Kelly, and please check her out. She has got a very powerful message that can help a lot of you. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.